be able to call upon a group that is as competent as they are, and to be able to come out and do what they said they're going to do, and to expedite the problem, which we had with minimal water pressure, and do it as professionally as they did, I would highly recommend them to anybody else out there that would be considering a major repipe job, because that's what they did for us.
What's the worst plumbing disaster you've ever seen, George?
A customer whose house we tried to convince to let us repipe. He had galvanized pipe in the attic. He left on vacation, it broke, he came home, there was 2 inches of water through his whole house, destroyed.
How did it happen?
Well, he's got galvanized pipe. It's old, and it's rusting, and it's got leaks, and he's had some clamps on it, and it broke when he was gone.
What are some of the health issues associated with plumbing?
Old galvanized pipe looks like the inside of your colon, but it's not healthy. It's got mold, crevices, cracks, so it can't keep itself clean. So you're drinking it or bathing in it or washing your kids in it every single day.
Can bad pipes cause skin problems?
Definitely. The rust coming out of the galvanized steel pipe can get in your pores, and if you're allergic to it, we had one customer one time, she went to the dermatologist, her face broke out in a rash, and he told her, "You've got rust in all your pores."
They did an excellent job, and they did it in a timely way so that it was a minimum of bother, and of course I could stay in my home, and I felt so comfortable with the workmen that I could run out and do my errands while they were working here.
Don't a lot of homes newer homes already have copper pipes?
Sure they do, but it's a type of copper that's under the slab, and it's soft copper, so it only lasts about 20 years and it starts to leak.
And why do copper pipes get leaks?
Well, because copper comes 2 ways. It's either hard, like we put in, which you can't bend, or soft, which they put under concrete slabs. And they get kinks when they're installed, or bends, and they break right there, and that's why they leak.
And aren't these contractors installing those kind of copper pipes criminal?
No, not really, because they only have to warrant the home for maybe 4 to 10 years max, and any plumbing system you put in is going to last that long.
Aren't people with copper pipes in their slab just biding their time?
Totally, because the pipes only last a maximum of about 20 years, and most homes were built before 1985, 1987 in Southern California.
So why don't contractors want to do this?
Because it's dirty work. You live in attics, you live under homes, and most people don't want to do it. You have to have specially trained individuals who know how to do it, and that's why we specialize in copper repipe.
If you had been here the day before and came the next day, you would never know that they'd been here. There was nothing for us to clean up. We even had to do it. One of the neighbors that had something done by a competing company had a trench in their front yard where they basically had to replant their entire front yard because of the additional pipe that was done from the house to the street. When we were done, it looked like maybe a divot. There was a small piece that was popped back in after the inspector looked at it, and it grows back quickly. It's nice.
Why don't contractors build something that lasts like they used to?
Because most contractors are building quantity of homes. So if you can save $100 over 1,000 homes, that's serious money at the end of the year.
So why don't we see the same thing in Oklahoma, for example?
You have to have hard water for this stuff to happen. And Southern California has some of the hardest water in the country.
Is Southern California the only place where this happens?
No, it happens in Northern California. It happens some in Nevada, some in Arizona, and some in Florida. But California is the largest market.
In Southern California, do you find different nuances depending on the area that you work in?
Yes, for instance, San Diego, the problem down there is not with copper pipe or galvanized, it's with that old plastic pipe we put in back in the 1980s.
If I had a home and I'm living in the San Fernando Valley, how do I even know I'm having problems?
Most of the homes in San Fernando Valley are galvanized steel pipes. You're going to start to experience low water pressure or rust or getting fried or frozen in the shower when someone flushes the toilet.
If I see rust, does that mean it's there all the time?
Definitely. If you go away on vacation, you come back, you turn the faucet on, you're going to see a large quantity of it. But just because you don't see it every day doesn't mean it's not there. It's there all the time.
How about mold?
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. The inside of that galvanized pipe looks like your colon, so the water can't get to all the cracks and crevices, so it's definitely there.
Does any of that affect termite problems, for example?
Yes, any termite person will tell you that water is what termites like. Dampness is what they like. So if you have leaks or anything like that, you're definitely going to have a problem with termites eventually.
Why do contractors have such a bad name out there?
I'm sorry to say, because most of us have not been trained to be professionals in the art of customer service.
Don't they really understand?
No. It's not that they don't care, they've just never been trained in customer service. And that's what we do at MasterServ. We're trained in it.
How do you control subcontractors? Do you subcontract?
That's the problem, because you can't order some other person's men. In other words, it's their employee, so I can't tell his employees what to do. That's why we don't subcontract.
Can a homeowner save money that way?
Sure, there's a potential, but the reason why you're saving it is because the guy is either using inferior labor, cutting costs, not paying his workers' compensation, not paying his employment tax.
And what's the difference with using a subcontractor?
Well, the difference is you add one more step in that quality control chain. And as I said, you can't order his men to do what you want him to do.
What do I care if you use a subcontractor or not? I just want the job done. What does it matter to me?
Because you're open to liens and the potential of a mechanic's lien being put on your house by somebody you don't know is working on your home.
Let's say the job is fine. What's the big deal? How do I know they're trustworthy?
Well, that's the problem with working with most contractors. You need to work with someone who employs their own men, trains them, and has experience being inside your house taking care of it like it's their own.